Never one time have I ever thought, damn, I could really use a filing cabinet right now. Big filing cabinet's got to be hurting.
I mean, yeah, there's no way that they have new sales. They are
That's
living
what I'm
on. They
wondering.
have to be living on old shit and old. They knew they probably got a reserve of money because like, dude, one day this motherfucker, the other shoe is gonna fall.
I mean, do you think they're still making any? Like, is there any new production happening?
3-4, come on, Happy Gilmore, come on down.
All right. Episode 77 of the Fair Enough podcast. The boys are back from hiatus. I know everybody had a rough week last week. You didn't have the hour that you normally get to spend with the Fair Enough podcast, but we're back. Everybody fucking took a week off, okay? We could take a week
Okay,
off.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
guilting myself, and then you dig yourself out of it.
yeah. I blame myself, honestly. I was gonna come out here and just apologize, but the rat race of life has gotten to me a little bit. I needed a break.
We've had a good couple week run. Mikey Cub games. Mikey's living at
Dude.
Wrigley, going back on Saturday.
Yep. Well, going back. Yeah. So going back tonight, if it's Thursday. So I'm, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday at Comiskey, and then back to Wrigley on like fucking Sunday. My life is a
Holy
baseball game.
shit.
It's unreal, dude.
And you're the
Yeah.
happiest you've ever been because of that
I
fact.
mean, well, you know what it is? I'm not as happy because not to get sappy, but I miss you guys.
I
I was
know,
like,
I
man,
miss
I'm
you guys
so
too.
excited to get on and talk to these guys just for fucking shits and grins, and I got some stuff to say.
Yeah. Bob in Detroit, Jack in Detroit, Mike in Chicago. Let's get
Hell
right
yes.
into it. Weirdly enough, there's been like a lot of stuff going on in the sports world over the last couple weeks. I think everybody's starting to get all juiced up because training camp is coming up. And we'll definitely dig into some NFL stuff in the coming weeks. Um, but I was thinking about something the other day because sports fans have been extra loud these last couple weeks, and I think it's because we're in silly season where everybody thinks that their team is going to do really well because we're kind of in that waiting game for NFL, NBA, NHL. And it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the Yankees, Lakers, Chiefs fans, the bandwagon people, the Cowboys, Lakers, like however you want to draw it up. Those people that just love the teams that are good.
Okay.
And I don't like the narrative that that's like becoming okay now because like if you're like, all right, I'll follow Patty Mahomes. I just love one guy. It was the LeBron effect, I think, is who kind of created this whole thing where it's like, okay, I just love LeBron. I'll kind of watch him wherever he goes. I want the Patrick Mahomes fans. I want to hear them in 10 years, maybe not 10 years, but when that guy stinks or when any of these other teams stink, you have to stay with that team and ride through the misery. I don't think it's fair to just be jumping around.
So okay. I think that that is what happens. So I do think because I have a couple of friends and myself, where especially for like college sports for me, like I was always a Duke guy. I loved Coach K as a kid. I loved, growing up like the Chris Duhans, JJ Redick's my favorite college basketball player ever. Like that shit.
Mhm.
So like I know they're still good and they're a blue blood, so it's like it's hard they're never gonna be bad, but like I still support Duke. Like like that's my go-to basketball team. Like that's who I support. And even though they haven't been as like dominant, and I stay true to them though, once again, not hard because it's fucking Duke. Tough example. But I do like my buddy Norm, Norm,
Yes.
he's a diehard Patriots fan. Doesn't really fuck with the Bears. He's a Patriots fan. He loved Tom Brady. He loved they won a bunch when we were kids. And Tom Brady's gone. He's still a Patriots fan. I do think that when you actually ride that bandwagon, you ride through like a long career like
Mhm.
that, you do stay loyal.
Yeah, because you've just been doing it for so long at
Yeah.
that point. It's like,
So the thing that sucks is with like basketball though, like especially with LeBron, it's like he hasn't stayed anywhere long enough to where like you're gonna fall in love with the Heat. You're gonna fall in love with the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers are just a whole different story because they're just a universal team. But
right.
like
And either you were a
no one
Cavs
likes
fan or you
Cleveland.
weren't. Nobody
Yeah,
jumped on the bandwagon there. Yeah.
exactly. But like the Heat bandwagon, I think we would have saw more long lasting Heat fans. And I think there are still some that are like, oh, I like Eric Spoelstra now. I like, Jimmy Butler. You're like, oh, I like the Heat still. So I do think what you're saying does hold true. You just gotta let it ride out and it's a 10-year process. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't really shit on anybody until you see Patty Mahomes leaves or you see, fucking Aaron Judge leave or whoever,
exactly. Which is why I think I want I want a misery time machine, and you can trademark that. Like, and it works for a bunch of different things in life. Cody and I were just talking about this the other day. Some guy like flew by him on the highway going like 20 miles over the speed limit, and he was going 10, like
Hmm.
he was in the left lane flying. This guy flies by him, and later on down the road he saw him and he was pulled over. You never get that satisfaction, but when you get it, it's
Yeah.
incredible. That's what I want
No.
with these people. I want to see the Chiefs fan who is like, it's fucking Chiefs kingdom, like we're the best thing that's ever happened. Patriots who? I want to
Yeah.
see them dead in a ditch in 2035. Like
You
my team stinks so bad. We're
you
two
want
and
you
14.
want you want receipts of misery, of uncertainty, of the lows of the lows of fandom. That's
Yep.
what you're looking for?
Yes, because you and I understand what that means to
For
be
sure.
in the low of low. I was listening to the Bussin' guys the other day. Also, episode 77. Shout out to Taylor Lewan. Shout out to TJ Oshie. Shout out to Jeff Carter. There's a million good 77s. It's
Yeah, we
actually,
missed. Well,
actually a good
we're
number.
on a time crunch, and we're like,
Yeah, we're on a time crunch, by the way, today. I have cornhole championships. We're recording this on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I
Um,
have a Mavs baseball game, so it is
there you
what it
go.
is.
Yeah, the boys got a lot going on tonight. But yeah, I want a side by side photo of like them the year that they won the Super Bowl, and then them 2035 were 3 and 14. But the reason I brought this up is because Travis Kelsey was on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast recently, and he
Hmm.
said that his worst NFL season was his rookie year. They went 10-6.
Yeah, because
Isn't that
but
insane?
the year before that though, they were like 3-13 or some shit, and then after
Yes,
that, that's when they no, yeah, that is crazy, and I mean, dude, that was also Andy Reid's first year, I believe, too, though, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was.
I
I'm
think
sure
it
Andy
was.
Reid and Patty Mahomes, like all those guys, kind of got there at the same time. Seems like.
Well, no, because Alex Smith took that team to the playoffs like 3 years in a row, and I think that's so. It was like Andy Reid had a bunch of really good regular season teams with Alex Smith, went to the
Mm,
playoffs, didn't really do shit, and then once Patrick Mahomes came in, they finally like took
yeah,
that
you're right.
plunge forward. But Kelsey's been, yeah, I mean, he's been the catalyst of that team. I mean, he's been the only one. I think he's the only one there that has been there that like the whole Andy Reid tenure. But
Yeah, I don't
shit,
even think they have
it's
like an O lineman that's been there that long. But
well, yeah, they just revamped their whole line last year. Remember, because he
right,
got
yeah,
sacked 1,000 times in the Super Bowl. So,
yep,
but it is crazy to think that. I mean, for one, as a player, you've never really lived in mediocrity, and as a fan, especially if you're a younger kid, you're like, oh, I'm from Kansas City, like my football team's been good my whole life that I can kind of remember right now, it's kind of like the
yep.
Wings for you guys. I mean, in reality,
It
like
is.
growing
It's
up, you didn't see them fuck off until recently, the last 5 6 years or whatever it was.
yeah. No, you're right.
Like,
That's a good example. I mean, 2016 really was the last time the Wings were. I mean, at that point they weren't like contending for a cup, but they were in the playoffs.
yeah, they were
So it's
there
probably
though. It was
yeah, it's been 10 years, 2013 since the Wings were actually like serious about doing anything. So, yeah, you're
of
right though.
course.
That's exactly how it was. Like we were so blessed for so long, forgot what it felt like to not have that, and then
But you
once it's
also, on the
gone,
other side, though, during that same run, you also had 0-16. You had fucking, the
yeah.
Tigers heartbreak after heartbreak, and now they're the fucking laughing stock. Like,
Yep.
for a couple years where it's like you felt the pressure in other leagues while the Wings were killing it. So you still, as a fan, were not like, you know, you weren't on that shit. So you still felt it in your heart. You knew what it felt. So
Exactly.
it, it was
I
like,
just
hey,
want
let us
them
have one.
I just want them to have the misery. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my
I
point.
also think too, I think so, personal opinion, that if you're gonna be a bandwagon fan, you get one sport. So like, okay, so like what James, right? James is he's a Lions fan, a fucking Wings fan, And then what doesn't he like some outlandish goofy ass like basketball team? He's not like a Stones fan or some shit.
No,
He's
he's a
a
Stones fan. He's an Ohio State fan too, but his dad went there, so like he was an Ohio State fan his
but
whole life.
wasn't he
He's not a
I
good
thought he was
example.
like a I
I
thought he
mean,
was like a Lakers fan or some shit.
no, he used to
Oh,
like
I thought
LeBron, but
one of
now
our
he hates LeBron.
friends. Or like okay, you got like Hayden's dumbass.
Steve's a LeBron fan.
Yeah. Yeah. But like okay, what I was trying to say though is like you can't go bandwagon in every sport. Like you got to be like, all right, so I'm a Cubs fan, I'm a Bears fan, I'm a Bulls fan, or I'm a Wings fan, or Jesus Christ, Blackhawks fan, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I love the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you get one major sport that you can go be an asshole in, and I'll accept it. But once you go
Mhm.
two or more, you're out.
Mhm.
You're done. College doesn't count for me though, because as an Illinois native, we don't have very high level Illinois college sports, and when they do come around, they're far and few between. So it's really easy to jump on, you know, other teams for college sports.
This makes me think about, and it's funny and sort of interesting how, so like, there's teams that you love, and then there's teams that you absolutely hate. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's those teams that you like, but you don't really know why. So, like in football, love the Lions, hate the Cowboys. The 49ers, don't really care. Don't really
You know
care at
why?
all. Like the
You know
Seahawks
why,
hate
Jared?
them. The fucking Packers hate them. But like, there's teams like that in every league of every sport where it's like, I hate you, I love you, and if I played you and we beat you, I'd like shake your hand after, you know?
You know why you like the 49ers so much?
Why?
Because you're gay. And they're the most handsome team in the league by a fucking mile. Well, they don't have
Are
Jimmy
they? Oh,
Garoppolo
they got
anymore,
that.
but
They got that
but
new young QB. Yeah.
dude, Nick Bosa is the best looking person on the planet, and you like to see him shirtless. Let's get
He
real.
is no homo.
I
He is
didn't
the
even know
best
he
looking
played.
guy on the planet. He's a
He's
good
an
looking dude.
OSU guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a
He
good looking
is.
dude. He's a
Yeah, I hate him.
good looking cat.
Go blue.
But
Before we move on here, how nice has it been to roll through like Blackhawks Instagram and see Bedard in that Hawks
oh,
practice jersey?
it's well, you know what's funny is that they just got him on the ice recently because they were doing a lot of off ice shit, and I guess he was getting pissed off. But yes, they are on the ice now. And it's nice. The fact I haven't talked
hate
about
you.
this, but it pisses me off that at the draft there wasn't a C on his jersey. They should have given that kid the C, let him be the youngest captain ever. Just be the fuck. We don't have a captain. You know what I mean? Like, don't Nick Foligno
Yeah,
is gonna be our captain. Like, just give it to him now. He's gonna be the captain for life. Just give it to him now. Call it a day. Let him be in record books as the youngest captain ever. You know what I mean? We'd have four youngest captain ever. Do it.
that'd be nuts. I
Yeah,
didn't. Yeah, that would have been nuts if they would have
that'd have been
planted the
sick,
seed on him
right?
right there. That would have been
What?
crazy.
Who
That'd have
was
been
the other?
sick.
Taves?
Yeah, Taves I
Hayes is the
think is like
last. Yeah.
third
Holy shit!
behind like McKinnon and Crosby, I think, or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. They're
But
all.
it
Yeah.
is great. It is great though. Rolling through the like Instagram and you're seeing all this shit. Like it is cool to see that there's a little bit of hope for this team who's been abysmal the last few years. So
Yeah, and even if you stink this year, you're
uh,
watching all 82.
yeah,
You know,
definitely,
just to see that kid play.
hundred
That's good
percent.
stuff. I want.
Before we move on from sports, I know you
Yeah,
just
hit
said
me.
that, but I want to say one more thing because I do think it's necessary that we do talk about it eventually. But I'm gonna say we've been talking about it a lot with these running backs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say I am pro not paying running backs. I'm just gonna put it out there. We don't have to talk about it now, but I want it on the books before everything starts going down. I'm pro not paying running backs, and I don't
No,
think they
I agree.
deserve what
Let's
they
get
get
into
paid
it a
for.
little bit because it's been very topical
Oh, it's
this
not.
week,
Yeah.
so we might as
Okay.
well get
All
into
right.
it. It was on my
Okay.
list too. Uh,
Okay.
I agree. I don't know. I think this next CBA is what, like 6 or 7 years away.
I don't
So
know.
that being said, like they might have some time. I don't understand whether or not they can correct this now or they have to wait until then,
Yeah.
because if they can
Yeah.
correct it now, it's got to be like a contract thing, right? Like we were talking about in the group chat earlier, but it'd be ideal if instead of 4 years, we do 2 years, right?
Yeah. Which that's a rookie contract thing though, but that would have to they would have to reshake the whole NFL then. or give him an option, but that would have to be per the whole NFL. You can't just do it per position because there's guys that do multiple positions.
Well, and you think about, yeah, that's a great point. And then you think about whether or not, like, do you still pay them the same, like, sum of money? Or do you literally say, hey, we used to pay you for 4 years, now we're only paying you for 2. You're still only getting $4 million a year, you know? I mean, I know
Yeah,
that
I
they
mean,
don't get that much, but
no, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, I would just do it. It would have to be a per year thing, I think. But let's kind of revamp this whole or like go over this whole thing. So guys like Zeke Elliott are getting cut. Dalvin Cooks got cut. You got Josh Jacobs, who just fucking led the league in rushing and touchdowns and whatnot. He got fucking tagged, no deal. Tony Pollard tagged, no deal. Like all these sick running backs who are past their rookie deal aren't getting. They're pretty much getting fucking pennies, or they're getting cut or traded because teams don't want to pay them, and that's what we're talking about here. So I just wanted to, just in case people aren't listening, the biggest one right now is Saquon,
yep.
and they're all going on or like social media and saying, kind of having each other's back, which I really think is cool. Like as a whole, like it's bigger than the game. It's like, hey, like we're, I do think that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's fucking, what do you do? You know?
A- And it hurts the guys. This is something that you don't think about, but it hurts the guys that get hurt. Like
Oh, 1000%.
if a guy gets hurt year 1 and can never play again, he would normally have like 3 more years of money coming to him. Like
Mhm.
if we restructured it this way, they'd only have 1 more year, and then that'd be it. Your NFL career is over.
Yeah, I mean,
So
and that's, that is the whole point of contracts too. Like you sign certain contracts to protect your ass. Like that's why if guys can get that 10-year deal, they like quarterbacks and baseball play, like they take it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's why dudes want that kind of shit. So it's definitely it's such a volatile fucking position too, where those guys go down all the time. And
hmm
then one injury, and all of a sudden you're Zeke Elliott. You know what I mean? You're still good, but you're not 8 to 12 million good.
yeah,
So I don't know, man. I don't really think there's a way, unless I don't think restructuring the rookie deal is gonna help it personally. Um I think giving an option maybe to let them restructure a little earlier would be kind of cool.
hmm
But I don't know. I showed that graphic yesterday where or maybe it was today, where all the Super Bowl winners of the last 12 years didn't have a guy making over 2 mil.
yeah. I
Like
mean, and like
it's all
90%
system.
of them were under a mil. It was like eight hundred
That's what I'm
seventy-five
saying.
grand. You
They're
know,
all rookie. Yeah, they're all on the rookie contract still. Where it's like, I mean, is it that important? It might get you there, but it doesn't win you Super Bowls. Clearly,
no,
you
it's
know.
I mean, you can look at, there's a million examples of guys that have just proved this right over and over again. This theory that the running back is interchangeable. I mean,
Yeah, it's plug and play.
Pacheco just did it. Tony Pollard just did it. Like, look what
Yeah,
happened to guys like Melvin Gordon who held out. Le'Veon fucking ruined his career when he held out. Like,
yeah,
it's too plug and play now. Where if you are paying and have taken care of the hog mollies up front, just put somebody back there to carry the rock.
damn near. I mean, until you get guys like your boy DeAndre Swift, and you realize, okay, this dude is running the wrong way sometimes. Like there's
Right.
nobody there, everybody there, and he goes at that. That okay, then you can
Right.
kind of gauge that. You're like, oh, that's just mental, not good enough. But you put the next guy up, Jamal Williams scores fucking 20 touchdowns. Like
Yeah.
there is some parity there, but yeah, if you have the right line and the right system and the right coaches, it's kind of insane, honestly. That's why I thought it was insane that Bijan went so early. Like I know
Right.
he's a dog, but like, and Gibbs, I know, but Gibbs is cool because he's gonna play multiple positions. But like, I don't know,
Mhm.
man.
I think
It's
that's the only way you're going to start to see guys become important, is you have to be able to also be a
to
receiver.
play slot, yeah.
Yeah. You
But
have
that's
to play slot.
so difficult
Oh, so
to
difficult.
put on it, especially coming. And this is, we talked about the college basketball system, how college centers are so good. They don't do shit in the pros, right?
Mhm.
it's gonna be that puts so much pressure on a guy who's more of like a bulkier, you know, fucking not a scat back guy. He's just a run straight ahead, fucking, run through a motherfucker face type of running back.
There's no place in the
It's
league
like,
for him.
and that sucks because how do you as a college player, how do you go, coach? I want to be elite in the league. Well, hey, this is our system. This is what you're going to run through. You know what I mean? There's only a few programs in the nation that can handle creating those types of running backs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And you know
I
what's
don't know.
fucked up is that, you think like, okay, well, maybe there's still a spot for them if we're on like the 2 and we really need to punch this thing in. And there absolutely is. I mean, Jamal Williams had 17 touchdowns last year just based off of that. But
Yeah,
now you have guys like Jalen Hurts, guys like Josh Allen, guys like Patrick Mahomes, quarterbacks coming into the league that can take care of those 3 yards for you,
yeah,
you know?
very efficiently too.
Right. Just
Like
as
it's not.
efficiently as the running back.
Yeah, it's not Tom Brady going under center going 1 yard. It's fucking taking it
It'd
from the
be a
shotgun.
miracle if he makes it.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
yeah, it's you're taking it from a shotgun, doing a read option, and
Mhm.
or just a quarterback fucking power. Yeah, you're right. It's weird, man. I don't know, and like the big guys are, they deserve some money, but I'm on the team no paying them. I don't think it's worth it.
Me too. And obviously,
But
like, we love the league. We wear the shield. You want
of
everybody to
course,
do well in the NFL. Anybody that like makes their dream come true getting to the NFL.
hmm
But yeah, I mean, I think the position has been obsolete for a while. You look at a team like the Patriots who had a dynasty in the middle of the 2000s. I mean, their fucking running back literally changed every year. It seemed like they were kind of ahead of the curve on we're not going to pay anybody in
yeah,
this position. We're just going to keep
yeah.
swapping them out and we're going to be fine. And they were.
No,
And
for sure. And what did they do every year? They had Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, but they also had some white boy out of the backfield, Danny Woodheader,
yep.
that can catch the ball, James White,
Yep.
where it's like they always had a guy who can shove it down your throat, but who did Tom Brady like the most? The guy who can go catch the ball out of the backfield and
The guy
fucking,
on the wheel route.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird to think about it. It's kind of wild. I wonder when they start doing that to other positions, though. Because what other
Right.
position can we do that with? You know what I mean?
Who's next, or is this like a cyclical thing where maybe the game goes back to the point where running backs are like worthy of being paid a lot? I don't know.
I
It's
don't
kind of
either.
weird.
I just think it's the most vulnerable position in the league because for one, they get hit the most. Two, it all depends on your line. If there's no line, you got fucking athletes coming straight in your mouth. That
Yep.
sounded weird. Pause. No one's coming straight in anyone's mouth. But
Fair enough on a Thursday for you guys
yeah.
in July.
But like who else what else can you do that with? Because it's like any defensive position, you have to have some sort of footwork, some sort of mental fucking aptitude. Receivers, you can't teach receiving. Like you can't. I'm sorry, you can't teach route running. You can't teach hands. Like
No, you
that
got
shit.
it or
You're
you
either a
don't.
dog or yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't think there's any other position you can do that with. Honestly, maybe a safety.
It'll
Maybe.
be we'll keep tabs on it and we'll come back to it again next week because I have a feeling that this shit's not even close to being over with.
No.
This is probably going to be all season we're going to be hearing about this. So,
Yeah. You know what I hate about it too? Last thing is that the NBA started this is like just the jumbling of star players. Just every
mm,
year you got new star players going somewhere else, and I hate that.
mhm.
But it's a business, is
Mhm.
what it is.
And yeah, I think that's also like a compliment to just kind of how good everybody is now, you know,
Yeah,
especially
for
in the
sure.
NFL. Like don't get me wrong, I thought last year when the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, they were going to take a step back. Like that guy's not just good, but he's like better than everybody else, kind of good, you know.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
they lose him, plug and play, find a different way to play, and they're fine. So
Yeah,
it's
I
interesting.
thought Mahomes would at least have would backtrack a little bit.
Yep,
Like, and
he didn't
he
give
threw
two
for
fucks.
55. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
He's
fuck
like,
you.
I'll just throw to Kelsey more. You guys are
Yeah,
making this easy, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll just throw to one guy.
Yeah, shit's wild.
Baseball. The Star Insurance bought the rights to the Yankees sleeve. What are your thoughts on like these insurance? I mean, not just insurance, but just companies putting patches
Just
on
ads.
baseball jerseys. Yeah, ads moving into baseball.
You know, I thought it was inevitable. I mean,
Yeah.
Obviously hockey and basketball both did it already.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. If it's small and it's just on the one sleeve,
Mhm.
I mean, there's not many jerseys in the league that even have too much going. Like, there's not too much going on many sleeves in the league.
No.
So what? You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
people are freaking out about the Yankees because the pinstripes and fuck it. Who cares, dude?
It's
I
also
personally think it's
25
whatever.
mil to your bottom line and might help you go get a guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna
It's
say. It
money.
can't do anything but help the team in the long run because it's money.
Yeah. But you're not here for the pinstripes are the best thing on the planet. They should
No,
not
I
be forsaken.
no. I
Fuck
think
those
it's
people.
dumb. I think they should let those kids have a or have a beard too. Enough with the mustaches, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Garrett Cole
Like,
just looks horrible with no facial hair. Some of those guys,
well,
it's just a tough run.
yeah, it's dumb. I think it's cool though. I mean, I don't like the ads, but if they're well placed, it's like it doesn't bother me at all. Like, I'm not gonna be pissed that my jersey has an ad on it.
I like to if you're a team, be conscious of who you're picking based on color scheme too, I think.
For
Because
sure,
like
I
the
agree.
Pistons chose I think it was Flagstar Bank, who have like a red logo. So we put it on our white jerseys, it looks fine. Like you don't even notice
Yeah,
it
you don't
because
even
it's just
notice it.
it's the same red as the red that's already on our jersey. So it's like
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that 100% too. It's like I mean, granted, if someone's offering you the fucking money, you put an orange
if it's
on fucking
stupid,
purple, it doesn't matter.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout
but
out the Clemson Tigers.
yeah, or the Phoenix Suns. But yeah, I don't.
That's a bad example. That works great.
Yeah, it's just Yankees fans are the worst people. I mean, let's just get after that.
Agreed.
It is what it is. They're fucking idiots. Like, who cares? And you know what's funny? I'm glad that we kind of talked about this because I kind of have a little bit. If I ever did stand-up comedy, this would be one of my bits.
I
And
love this.
I'm not even gonna do the bit. I'm just gonna do the premise of the bit.
Okay.
Is that we have all this sports fans. There's all this loyalty. Who the fuck are you? Like, it's so crazy. And I'm gonna do it as Chicago because I was doing about ketchup on a hot dog, right? So everyone, if you come to Chicago and you say I want ketchup on a hot dog, they fucking massacre you. You're a fucking idiot. You're not from Chicago. Fuck you.
Right.
And it's crazy though, because these people, they have so much Chicago loyalty, but yet these are the same dickheads that are like, hey, let's defund the police. Fuck the, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
what are we talking about? Like, you don't give a fuck about the city. Fuck you. Put ketchup on your hot dogs and stop fucking making it seem like this is the only way to be a Chicagoan. Like, who cares? I'm so sick of this weird loyalty here, but not there. And that's
Mhm.
how it is with the pinstripes over in New York. It's like, dude, shut up, bro. You're a fucking hillbilly. Like, just fucking let these people get their money so you can keep buying guys and not win championships. You know what I'm saying? It bothers me.
No, I hate them. You're absolutely right. The he looks good in pinstripes might be one of the worst phrase. He's gonna look good in pinstripes might be one of the worst phrases to hear
Yeah.
go through your ear canal.
And you know what's
because I
frustrating?
hate them so much, and they'll get that guy.
Oh yeah. But you know what's annoying as fuck is that the Cubs wear pinstripes. So I'll be
Yeah.
like, every time I hear that, I'm like, yeah, he probably would, but they're royal blue, not navy blue. You know what I mean?
I think the Cubs have the best jerseys. Like those white ones are the best jerseys in my opinion in baseball. Like just if you're going home away, I think those Cubs pinstripes are the best ones.
I think the Cubs do have even their grays are really solid. They have good uniforms. They're subtle. They're nothing crazy. I do think they have really good ones. I don't know if they're the best in the league, but they're not the White Sox, so I'm happy about it because the White Sox jerseys stink.
I like the White Sox jerseys a lot too. I love those.
You would.
The black and white. Yeah.
You fucking would.
Why are we still doing gray? Why are we still doing that? Is
Yeah, I
that
don't
old
know.
baseball?
That's some leftover monkey shit, dude. I don't know what like that.
Like, why
I
are
don't
we
know
doing
why we're
gray?
doing
We could
gray.
let's just do the color. Like
Yeah.
white at home, do the color on the
Color.
road.
Like every other sport in the goddamn league.
Right.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
No.
It makes it cool because then you have 3 uniforms. You have that alternate that you wear quite often, but
Mhm.
it's usually covering up your home uniform, which is the cooler of the two. And
Right.
you're like, fuck. It's
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Let's wear
fucking
these on the
stupid.
road. Like these are good
Yeah.
for the road.
For sure. I
Dumb.
agree. Let's get rid of gray. Hashtag.
Random thing I was thinking about. I was like walking through my office the other day,
Yeah.
and I saw somebody putting something into a filing cabinet. And I'm just wondering, like, how is Big Filing Cabinet doing? They can't be doing too well because I don't have one, and I don't even I'm not even close to needing one. And I have like a lot of documents and shit for work, being in sales. Like, there's so many different things that you have to have.
Yeah. Of
I'm sure
course.
your job is the same way. Never one
100%.
time have I ever thought, damn, I could really use a filing cabinet right now. They gotta be big filing cabinets. Gotta be hurting.
I mean, yeah. There's no way that they have new sales. They are.
That's what I'm
They
wondering.
have to be living on old shit and they probably got a reserve of money because like, dude, one day this motherfucker, the other shoe is gonna fall.
Do you think they're still making any? Like, is there any new production happening of filing cabinets? I'm not talking like a little fucking pull out work from
You're
home thing.
talking.
I'm
4
talking
to
the unit,
5 ones.
the
Yeah.
4-story unit with
Yeah.
like drawers that you can barely pull out. They weigh a ton.
I mean, like the one in fucking Bruce Almighty when he pulls it out and it goes all
Yeah,
the way to the other side of the room.
yeah. That's the one.
I don't. You know what? That's so funny, man. Because we're actually trying to purge a bunch of old files right now, and I was like, "So what happens when we throw all this paper out? We're just gonna." They're like, "Are we gonna throw the filing cabinets out?" They're like, "Well, no, because we use it as a wall to separate our lunch from the customer. So it's like we're gonna have like 10 filing cabinets
Oh
empty
no!
just to use as a wall to separate our fucking office."
What a
Like,
hit that would be to Mr.
right?
Filing Cabinet if he heard
Yeah.
that they're turning these into like
Yeah, just barriers,
yeah,
end
literally.
end tables.
This
It's
is
ridiculous.
This is basically a desk weight at this point.
Yeah.
Like we
There's-
just need it to cover like it's a wall.
Yeah, I mean you know what they all probably did if I was Big Filing Cabinet, I would have pivoted into fucking safes for like guns and all that kind of shit.
Yep.
Guns and all valuables, that's where you got to go with it.
Yep. Jack, you came back at the good time. We're talking Big Filing Cabinet and how poorly they're probably doing.
Oh man, if you're a Big Filing Cabinet, you're not having a real good decade here.
You're not. The sad part is like since 2000, you were just kind of watching. You were watching it all burn. You knew it.
Yeah,
year
dude,
by year.
Those tall metal ones that like hurt your thumb to open because you had to do that little slide over thing.
Yeah,
You
That's
nailed
what we're
it.
talking about.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
pretty
talking about the
much.
4-story units, the big boys.
Yeah.
That's not great, but I will say I just thought about it. Any manufacturer who's making those just works in like the most generic manufacturing warehouse ever.
So it's just
if they were-
metal.
Yeah, if they were smart, they just started doing something else with the metal that they were getting because they
That's
already
what I'm
have a
saying.
metal distributor. So maybe they do, like Mike said, fucking safes or what else do you do with
Anything
metal?
else.
I don't know.
Maybe like
other metal related activities.
maybe like a big fuck you to their old industry. Make like the metal insides of hard drives. All right,
You
the
could
filing
do-
cabinets don't work anymore. We still want to help people save their shit.
Yeah.
We're pivoting to
Yeah.
hard drives.
Computer cases and hard drive cases. Yeah.
Fucking
Those are always hideous too. They don't even care. They just throw them out.
Oh yeah, big filing cabinet are still the people that are like, cash is king.
Yep.
Nothing's ever gonna break cash.
Exactly.
Hard copies all day.
This
Yep.
internet shit's not gonna catch on. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
dude.
This is just
It's a fad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got my lunch money from the 3rd grade.
Email's not shit. You
Yeah.
can't
So
do that.
I have a couple of hard stances I want to make. I'm gonna bring up at least one today because this one's been bothering me, and it has nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
Great. Neither did the filing cabinet thing, so let's go off the
So
rails.
I want to go out on a limb and say, what do you guys think about people who dress formally? I'm talking formally, like dresses, suits, pantsuits. If you're a lady that's into that shit, but
Mhm.
like we're talking formal. It's formal.
Mhm.
That wear Apple Watches or any type of smartwatch. What are our thoughts on that?
Don't
It
do that. Please, for the love of all things holy, do not. If you're not counting macros, take your fucking Apple Watch off. I'm sorry. Take it the fuck off and go get a grown up watch. That's
I
my
love
take.
I love that.
Bob?
I'm 100% behind that. I am not I'm a bad person to ask though because I'm such not a watch guy.
Mhm.
I'd love to be a watch guy. I've always wanted to be I see people like the kid from Outer Banks with like a million wristbands on their wrist. I'd love to be that guy. I don't know where they're getting all the wristbands, to be honest with you. I don't know how to get
Yeah.
them. So, if anybody's listening and owns a wristband store, shoot them my way. I'd love to have some and become that guy.
Dude, but
But I'm
then
not a watch guy.
if you're the wristband guy, you got to be like not button up your shirt guy. You got to
No,
be
those are different
shirt
guys.
guy. You got to
Yeah, they're
be
definitely different guys.
That's why I
Are
want to
those
ask
different
you.
guys?
Oh, they're
Yeah.
100% different guys. That's the beach guy. That's the don't give a fuck guy.
Beach
The
guy is
that
bracelet guy.
Yeah, but there's a way to make
there's
it
a
look
fancy
business
bracelet guy.
casual. Yeah, 100%. You got to stay away from earth tones and neutral colors. That's what you do. You can't go crazy. You can't wear fucking all crazy colors. You got to go chrome, gold, earth tones, neutral colors. That's how you
But
wear bracelets without looking like a fucking
now
beach
you're a granola boy though. Now
Well, no,
now
you're
you grew
not.
up in the Midwest and moved to Utah and you love your fucking Subaru
No,
Outback.
no,
And
that's
you wear
not
those
true.
you wear those Jesus sandals. And if you're not wearing
No,
those, you're wearing high top Vans
Hell
that you
yeah.
I
actually
disagree
used to
with that
skate in growing up,
wholeheartedly.
out.
you know?
I
Wait,
disagree.
so
But
did you ask this because you think that people that are dressing up like that should be wearing fancier watches? Like you got to pop on. If you're doing that, you got to pop
yes,
on the real watch.
1000%. Wear the watch that fits the bill. If you're doing business, you can have your Apple Watch on. If you're working out, you can have your Apple Watch on. If you're going to a wedding or you're going to anything that's a formal thing, even if it's for like a work thing, like pop that off, put on the Rolly, put on the nice band, whatever you got. Even if it's the $20 fucking thing from Walmart, but it still looks like it's kind of nice,
Mhm.
pop that watch on. I'm sick of these Apple Watches with dresses. And I say it about women because I see it more with the females than I do with the men.
Mhm.
Um,
It does
because I
look
feel
really
like,
weird, like just having like this black
yeah,
band on your wrist while you
that's what
have
I'm
like
saying.
a
You have a
purple
dress
dress
on.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
where it's like,
ridiculous. You're right.
and I feel like dudes are a little more watch people than like more men percentage wise are watch guys than women are watch
Yeah.
gals. So I feel like they do, they get the cue, hey, put on, but like some chicks are like, I can't take my Apple Watch. Like I never take it off. It's
You
like,
know
well,
why
bitch,
they never
I need
take it
you to
off?
take it off. What, the fucking suntan?
Yeah, when they
Oh,
weirdly flex that, not a fan. But and this is a PSA, I need to get this off my chest. The reason they don't take it off is because they as in everybody who wears an Apple Watch and also anybody who has gotten a nursing degree in the last 5 years absolutely shove the amount of steps they take in a day down our fucking. I don't care if you took 17,000. I don't care if you took 117,000 steps
oh my
today.
God.
I don't give a fuck. Stop posting that shit online as if anybody is seeing that and they're like, wow, did you see how many steps Jenny took last Thursday? No, we don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. And that's why they don't take it off because God forbid they miss 7,000 steps
Yep.
at a wedding.
Could not agree more. I love that you're going after nurses. I'm not going to completely back you up because they're a scary group and they are very
They're the
violent
most.
online.
And they're very important. So let's not just
No,
mull
I'm
over
not
that.
shitting on the
But yeah,
nurses themselves. I'm shitting on Fitbits and Apple Watches and the people who
I
wear them.
agree.
If you just so
I'm
happen
with
to be a
you.
nurse and you wear them and you post your steps, I'm sorry.
No, I'm shitting on nurses. Become a doctor.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just kidding,
Why'd you only
nurses.
finish half
I
of your
love you
school?
guys.
Yeah.
I will
I
never go
mean,
see you though. If I cut myself, I guarantee you I will bandage that shit up no matter how much it's bleeding.
I'm so happy that went the way it went because
Jack saw
this
me
has
do it.
it's been running through my head for like a week now because I was like I had it ready. I was like we're gonna talk about this last week and then whatever. But and every time I see one, I'm like, dude, it just you look so cute, and then you just kind of like, hey, like I don't. It just looks so bad, and I'm over it. If you got buttons on, take it off.
I
If you got
agree.
no legs on, take it off.
I like that take.
Yeah.
All right, last thing before we get out of here.
Okay.
Do you hate the steps person on the story more or the person that's like always posting songs on their story?
The steps person.
Yeah, I hate the steps way more. Music I can appreciate. Steps.
Yeah, I agree. The thing about the music to me is that you can gain something from them. When they post steps, what do I gain out of that? Absolutely nothing. If you post 100 songs and I
You
end up liking one of them and it's in my roto now, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You know what I mean?
1 out of 100 good songs is infinitely better than posting your steps every day.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'll take 1 out of 1,000,000 songs. Post all shitty songs, and I'd rather do that. I'd rather watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but if
I
you got a
agree.
friend that's getting some steps in, you got a healthy friend. I mean,
Well, that's a whole nother topic
that's
that we
no
can't
good.
really get fully into. But dude, I don't give a fuck
Is
about
it?
your progress. Take
Oh,
photos before and after, but stop. I don't give a fuck about anything you did. I don't need to see you sweaty as fuck. Stop sending me photos of shit that I don't give a fuck about. And
yep.
I've been getting photos of this bitch's dog a lot lately, and I don't respond to them because I've seen the dog 50 times for the last fucking 2 months a day.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your dog. It was cute the first 10 times. I don't care. He looks the exact fucking same and he does the exact same shit every fucking day. Stop sending me your dog. It's not fucking cool. Send me your face because I'm trying to fuck you, not the dog.
Shout out to that chick. Shout out to everybody
Yeah,
that's
good
posting
grief.
their steps. Shout out to nurses. We love everybody. Episode 77 is a wrap. We will see you guys next week. Episode 78. Peace.
Deuces.